Have you ever heard of an eagle afraid to fly? It had powerful wings, sharp eyes, yet trembled before the very sky it was born to conquer. And its story, a battle between fear and destiny, might make you wonder, are we too prisoners of the cliffs within our own minds? High above, among the jagged cliffs of a forgotten mountain, lived an eagle in a nest shaped by years of wind and rain. Its wings were broad, its feathers shimmered like molten silver beneath the sun. But deep within those bright eyes lay a heavy secret. It was terrified of heights. Each morning, as dawn brushed gold across the peaks, the other eagles leapt fearlessly from the cliffs. Their wings sliced the air, gliding through the open sky like golden arrows. Their cries echoed across the valley, a song of freedom, carried by the wind. But the young eagle stayed behind. Its talons clung to the cold rock, frozen between yearning and fear. The drop below was endless, the wind too fierce. "What if I fall?" it whispered. "What if these wings aren't strong enough? What if I was never meant to fly?" Those questions echoed endlessly, like chains wrapping tighter around its mind. Fear turned its nest into a prison, and it, the prisoner of its own thoughts. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Its siblings soared high, exploring distant peaks wrapped in drifting clouds, while it remained, anchored to the stone. No one mocked it. They were too busy flying. Yet the pity in their eyes cut deeper than scorn. It felt small, unworthy of the wings it had been given. Each night, in dreams, it saw itself soaring over valleys, the wind whispering beneath its feathers, the sky stretching infinitely close, yet forever out of reach. But when morning came, and it crept toward the cliff's edge, its heart would thunder, its legs would lock. The call of the sky was drowned by a quieter voice, one that hissed inside its mind. "You're too weak. You'll fall. The sky isn't for you." And so, each sunrise painted the mountains gold while it stood still, longing to be part of that world beyond the ledge, yet bound by invisible doubt tightening around its heart. Then came a stormy night. Thunder roared across the mountains. Lightning split the sky in blinding streaks of white. Through the raging winds, a shadow appeared. The silhouette of an old eagle, gliding effortlessly through the chaos. Her feathers were worn and pale. Her beak bore the scars of time. Yet her eyes, oh, those eyes, burned with the light of the heavens themselves. She was a legend among the flock, the one who had flown through tempests that grounded every other wing. She landed beside his nest, silent and still. Her gaze was deep and piercing, as though she could see straight into his trembling soul. "Why?" she asked softly. do you cling so tightly to this cliff?" He lowered his head, shame washing over him. "The sky is too vast," he said, voice shaking. "The fall, too far. I'm not like you." The old eagle tilted her head, studying him for a long, quiet moment. Then she spoke, her voice calm, but with the weight of mountains. "Every eagle feels fear at first," she said. "The sky is vast for all of us. Fear isn't your enemy, it's your teacher, showing you where you must grow." He shook his head, eyes filled with doubt. "I'm not strong enough," he whispered. "I'll fall." She smiled, slow and knowing, her tone deep yet steady, like thunder rumbling far away. "Strength isn't just in your wings," she told him. "It's in your heart. The cliff isn't your barrier, your doubt is." Then she began to tell her story, of her youth, when she too had once stood trembling at the edge, certain that the fall would be the end. Her first flight was clumsy, desperate, her wings shaking against the furious wind. But in that moment, when she chose to leap, everything changed. The air caught her, cradling her like the gentle hand of nature, lifting her higher than she had ever dreamed. She spoke of storms that tore the sky apart, of winds that tried to break her, and how each one had shaped her into a warrior of the sky. "The leap," she said, eyes distant as if gazing into memory. "The leap is always the hardest part. But once you're in the air, you wonder why you ever hesitated." She told him of the eagles who never leapt, who let fear chain them to the rocks until their wings withered away, never knowing the taste of freedom, never feeling the wind sing through their feathers. Her words pierced through the fog in his heart like an arrow of truth. The fear was still there, quiet but real. Yet now, in the darkness, her story became a spark, a fragile flame flickering to life. For the first time, he dared to believe that, perhaps, he was more than his fear. When dawn broke, the cliff stood tall beneath a blazing red sky. The wind howled, and the same old whispers returned. "You'll fall. You're not strong enough." But this time, a different fire burned within him, steady, silent, and fierce. He looked out at the horizon, remembering her words, and for the first time, he felt the pull of destiny stronger than the pull of fear. He thought of her words, of the eagles who had faced storms and still soared through the sky, their wings unbroken, their spirits unshaken. He thought of a different kind of life, not one spent clinging to safety, but one lived in the vast, boundless freedom of the open air. "I was born to fly," he whispered. He spread his wings. For the first time he felt the full strength within them, every muscle, every trembling feather alive with energy. The wind tugged at him, fierce and wild, as if urging him forward. His heart pounded, his legs shook. But he took another step. The edge was cold beneath his talons. Below him stretched a dizzying drop, a sea of blue and stone, endless and unknown. Fear screamed inside him, "Go back! Stay where it's safe!" But he closed his eyes, took a deep breath and murmured, "I am strong enough." And he leapt. For a heartbeat, time stopped. His body fell. The rush of air roared in his ears. Panic gripped his heart. His wings flailed wildly, fighting against the pull of the earth. But then, something within him awoke. Instinct. His wings spread wide, catching the wind, and suddenly, he rose. The cliffs behind him grew smaller. The world unfolded before him. Mountains, rivers, forests stretching endlessly to the horizon. His heart raced, no longer with fear, but with pure exhilaration. He was flying. All the doubts that once chained him dissolved into nothingness, replaced by a burning sense of freedom. He glided through the clouds, the wind now his ally, his partner. He dove and spiraled, testing his wings, his cry echoing across the valley like a song of victory. And then from the distance, others joined him, eagles soaring alongside, their wings sweeping through the sunlight in perfect rhythm. Together they painted the sky in arcs of freedom, a living hymn to courage. As the sun began to set, golden light bathed the peaks. The young eagle flew on, feeling the pulse of the wind, the rhythm of his own heart beating in harmony with the earth below. But what he didn't yet know was that this was only the beginning. The true lesson was not just about learning to fly. It was about trust, about courage, and about choosing to face the very fear that once kept him grounded. From afar, atop a mountain crowned with white clouds, the old eagle stood silently. Her eyes gleamed with pride beneath the fading glow of the sunset. She didn't need to speak. Her gaze said it all. The young eagle had finally flown. But this was more than just a flight. It was the breath of life itself. The moment he truly understood something profound. The cliff had never been his enemy. It was a test, a trial set by destiny. A step every free spirit must take. He realized that fear was nothing but a shadow, a whisper his mind had created to keep him in the illusion of safety. The real barrier had never been the cliff before him, but the doubt within him. And when he finally faced it, he discovered that his wings, those same wings he once doubted, had been strong enough all along. That first flight wasn't just about touching the sky. It was a journey of rediscovering faith, courage, and the right to be free. He learned that every time we overcome fear, we don't just rise higher, we become more alive. As the evening deepened, he returned to the mountain, the very place that had once imprisoned his fear. Now, perched upon the highest rock, he gazed at the horizon. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in gold and crimson, brushing every distant ridge with light. The world hadn't changed, but in his eyes, everything was different, no longer frightening. Now it was vast, beautiful, and full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Every challenge was no longer a wall, but a new cliff, one waiting for him to leap from, to choose once again between safety and freedom. He thought of those eagles who never flew, whose wings wasted away in fear, and he whispered to himself, "I will never be one of them." The sky was his, belonging to those who dare to fly, to dream, to believe. No storm could ever take that away. Because in truth, we all have our own cliffs to face. A dream that feels too far away, a change that shakes us to the core, a failure that makes us want to turn back. But all of them, every one, are simply steps toward destiny. Fear is only a shadow. The real wall is the doubt inside us. The wings are already there, waiting to unfold. The leap is terrifying, but it's the only path to freedom. For only when we trust ourselves, only when we take that step, do we truly learn to fly. And the story of this eagle is a gentle yet powerful reminder that the sky belongs only to those who dare to fly. The cliff still stands, and the moment to leap is now. If this story touched your heart, leave your mark upon the sky. Have you ever stood before a cliff in your own life? Share your story in the comments. Someone out there may need to hear it. Don't forget to like, subscribe to DOLA Tales, and turn on the notification bell to never miss the next story that will help you find your faith, your courage, and your wings once more. Because the sky will always belong to those who dare to fly.